The Highwire Podcast. What's up, Cammy Joe?
Yo, what's going on? Ooh, haven't been called that in a long time. That's fun.
Cammy Joe.
And also, terrible nickname. Not much. What's been going on with you this week? Anything fun?
Well, that's the thing about nicknames, Cameron, is the more you don't like them, the more they stick. You really had to just lean into it and like, oh, I love that, guys. And then you just...
The interesting thing, though, like a lot of the nicknames I don't like are things I've said about myself, and then people have been like, "Ha, that was funny," but so funny apparently that they just keep calling me that. So I gotta stop being so funny.
You can do a lot with Cam, Cammy, Hammy, Cam, Sammy.
I mean, I did pitch that to a restaurant, and they got a good chuckle, and it almost got put on the menu. I did refer to it because I worked at the restaurant, obviously, that I pitched it to. So anytime anyone did order the ham sandwich, I'd be like, "Oh, we got a hammy cam Sammy coming in." So like, it did become a thing within the staff, at least.
Hell yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm just back to work mostly. A lot of band practice, gearing up for the show on Sunday. So
true. I mean, I've been doing a lot of
Yeah,
the same,
you were
pretty much
there.
the same thing for me too. Ooh, back on that subject though, there was one time I did work at a bakery, and there was a cookie named after me called PB Smooth.
see, now that's not. You can't be called PB Smooth.
Hey man, I didn't give myself that
Oh, okay.
nickname at all. It was just the name of the cookie, but they just wanted to associate the cartoon characters with said cookie. With
If I
employees,
remember,
and PB Smooth,
just-
baby. That was pretty much the Sweet Lou.
just during our roommate years, like you came home with a few different nicknames between Shia LaBeouf to Clark Kent to Bambi.
Ooh, right when I got my glasses, I went back and forth between being called Superman and Clark Kent by a bunch of people, and that was a fun nickname. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Bambi, yeah, that one stuck for a
It's a
while.
cute one. Did your mother get shot by a hunter? I don't think so.
Quite alive. You know her well. I mean,
do.
you know that to not be
Denise
true.
may be even listening. What a saint.
Literally. Hey, Ma.
Let's see. Do you have anything on the agenda here?
Not too much for any questions other than I was thinking about this earlier. If you weren't into music, what are some just other random hobbies and things you think you'd be into if we weren't into band right now? What would you be filling all of your time after work with?
It's a good question.
And I'm sure you already have some other hobbies anyway, so I feel like those would just fill more of your time.
I just suck at golf, so I can't say that would be what I would pick. And it's an expensive hobby.
You lean in a little bit more, though.
Yeah. But as far as after work stuff, like maybe more like video game streaming type stuff. And I think you'd probably say something similar, but
I was thinking that too. We both game at least a little bit, so we could at least go into that. I mean, I read a decent amount. I used to read more when I have a little more free time, so I think I'd read a little more. Try dabbling at writing, since I do enjoy the lyric writing part of the band here. So
I was just
I'm
about to
sure
ask,
that
like,
would somehow
would you podcast about reading? Like you can't just read anymore.
something. I mean, we already
Yeah.
have a movie podcast. I like movies quite a bit. There was a while there I was thinking about film school instead of going into music, but I don't know. Maybe I would have gotten into more film or literature.
I could see you
probably
doing that.
still gaming though.
I wish I was better just with cameras, video cameras. Like I really do like cinematography and that stuff. I'm just not. I think I do have a good eye for it, but it takes a lot of work, and
I'm a better storyteller than the actual technical hands-on equipment part of it, unfortunately, because I just never have really had a lot of hands-on training other than like high school, but all that stuff was dated.
Yeah.
But the dream would be just like not leaving the house and just gaming all the time. That sounds pretty fun.
it is kind of amazing how those classes we took in high school like really just dated themselves with the technology.
Oh, they're
like
already
like the
just so far
GarageBand
gone.
class that you took. I wish I took.
Yeah.
Like now,
I mean, it trained me up for we use Logic Pro now, so I mean,
For
it's
sure,
like
but, like,
essentially just like
there's like 12-year-old kids like doing it in their bedroom now. So it's
Dude, it was great. I had a bunch of independent studies like that. Half my high school is just kind of making GarageBand songs and like little independent movies and stuff. High school is great.
I haven't peaked yet, I swear. What is that? Always
God.
Sunny.
That's kind of the only real question I had for today, but I did have a couple news stories here. Have you heard? Did you hear about the body in the river?
Which one?
What do you mean?
Or is that a movie?
Well, no, this is just a straight up thing that happened. So where did this happen? And let me try to find this here. Toulouse Police Department. They got calls responding about this body in a river. It was just laying face up towards the sky, so on its back.
Hold on, I'm having deja vu. Did you bring this up on the pod?
Maybe a band practice or something. Someone brought it up. Okay. It's authorities in Oklahoma said they were called in about a body in the river, but when they reached the corpse, they realized it was just a swimmer trying to cool down on a hot day.
Oh no, I didn't hear this. This is wild.
The Toulouse Fire Department were kind of miffed getting there, and they were like, "Hey, buddy, there's other ways to cool down," and advised him to get out of the river. But no harm, no foul. Just
was he back floating, or what was he?
Well, he's laying like stomach, fully clothed, just looking like he has pants on, so it definitely looks like someone didn't mean to be unconsciously like in the. He looks suspicious, I will say that. So I don't know if he was like trolling them and going for something, or if he was like he's just a weirdo cooling off.
Well,
I don't know.
What was funny is like an 8 to maybe 12-year-old, like you go on like a family vacation in a pool, like you kind of just like you lay face down. You just see if anyone like comes to rescue you. No one does, just because they know you're fucking around.
Well, and because you're the boy that cried wolf, the amount of times I've seen you face down in a pool, like I just assume it's fun.
And I can't hold my breath worth shit, so it's like 20 seconds of that. They're like, just wait. I mean, if it's 40, let's talk about it. But
it's pretty short. I will say, you know me to be someone who I have trouble floating in general. My butt seems to just sink, so I always have like a weird dip to me. I'll float, but it's like a weird. My butt sinks.
I think even in the Dead Sea, where like you're supposed to just be above water, like floating on water, you're like your ass was just like a rock. Yeah.
I just got a bony ass apparently. I got to get more junk in my trunk.
No way.
So I guess like it's not illegal, but just try not to look dead if you're trying to cool off in the heat in the summer here. Also from UPI, United Press International, there's a loose wallaby or a kangaroo in Pennsylvania, and no one knows where it came from.
Has to be a zoo, no?
You'd assume, or just some like domestic rando like has a kangaroo and like shouldn't have a kangaroo.
Turns out there's a lot more of those people than I think I thought. Like even Manchester, small town Manchester, Iowa, like we had that exotic zoo. We'd hear lion roars from our friend's house just down the way at night. Like
I pet baby cougars and had cougar time there.
I never went there.
Adorable and fun.
I never went there.
You should have. It was cheap and just there. I mean, those things kind of, I feel like we've seen through documentaries, aren't great, but it was fun. So this is August 19th. It has been captured. Yeah.
Oh, the wallaby?
Essentially, it was that, but way less because there were only a couple tigers. But they did have, like, tiger cub time. Like, my mom walked a few tigers. I was there when they had cougars. And, like, I walked some big cats and stuff and just played with some babies. I'm part of the problem. I didn't know. We hadn't seen the documentary. We didn't know how bad it was. We just thought it was fun.
Nope.
The wallaby has been captured, but it's remained where it came from is just a mystery. No one knows where it came from, but probably a zoo. I don't even want to read anymore because we know it was captured. We don't know where it was from.
Was Rocco in Rocco's Modern Life? Was he a wallaby?
I believe he was a wallaby.
Or was he a?
And he's friends with a cow and a turtle, or tortoise.
I think a tortoise.
Yeah,
for whatever it's worth.
Fins versus legs. He was walking. So we'll give him tortoise size. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much more to that story. That's just kind of crazy that there's just a kangaroo on the loose in Pennsylvania and no one knows where it came from. And I would guess not one of those small zoos because then someone would report it as to, oh, my wallaby got out. Well,
Wallace the wallaby, he's gone.
That's the end of that chapter. Like, well, I wasn't supposed to have that anyway. This is also, I believe, this is from NPR, strange news. This is kind of a real-life conspiracy theory. This is beware of the shrinkflation from NPR. And have you seen any of this? I saw some people like making
shrinkflation. Did I hear you correct there?
So if you've noticed that in general the food supplies in the shelves at stores has been kind of dwindling a tiny bit. A lot of people are worried it's about food shortages, and we don't need to get into that here because it probably is.
I can't buy a Gatorade at CVS down the road. There's like one Gatorade Zero like that I can buy just down the road. They don't sell.
It is a little scary, but NPR or someone did an investigation because I'm not going to look into this too deep because I mean this isn't the news. This is high wire news. But essentially, people looked at the boxes. There are old boxes still with like the old net weight, but it has gone down for the same price. Let me see if I can find what it is. It was 19.3 ounces. Now it's 18.1. The box has changed slightly to look taller, and it used to be wider, but it is the same cost for less food. And there's a lot of packaging doing this right now. If you'll pay attention and notice that everything, the portions are smaller, but the prices have not changed, and the packaging
So they're
will remain
doing
the same.
they're doing like a bag of chip thing, filling it with air, like a lot of air. They're selling air, aren't they?
And literally bags of chips and things of that nature are doing that drastically too, where people are opening up being like, what? And there's like nothing in there, but it's like still like the same big bag. So that's scary because that is kind of leading into other just things I've heard about possible food shortages coming in, the near future from over farming and eroding soil and water shortages and
just general
climate
fires
change.
across like North America.
Yeah, just the general just doomsday coming towards us. So that kind of sucks, but get your cereal while you can, in its current sizes before it goes down even more.
Buy some sustainable straws, mermaid straw. They've got dinnerware, glassware.
That's true. Try to help cut down on plastics and waste through Adam Harrington's company, our former drummer, Mermaid Straw.
Shout out Mermaid Straw.
I've been looking into a little bit of that eventually, maybe like some sustainable gardening, trying to see if I got a green thumb, try growing some things. I don't know, some tomatoes, some cucumbers. I've heard yams and sweet potatoes are important for caloric efficient gardening, self-sustaining.
That's underground stuff. You got to have nice soil, I believe.
Tubulars or tubers. Yeah, anything that's potatoey.
Well, tubular is like Johnny Tsunami.
Shaka.
Yeah, exactly.
Poto. I guess the potato family is important. I feel like I want at least like 2 rows of corn. Doesn't that seem like that should be in my garden?
I think corn is hard to grow. I think it is.
But for aesthetics and for the fall, I'm gonna need at least like 2 like thin rows, like bordering a wall of my garden.
So I think the phrase always was when I was growing up was knee high by the 4th of July, like for corn.
And then there's something about an elephant's eye in there. Something else.
Well, that's the Oklahoma.
Finish it up, I think.
That's just Oklahoma.
Oh, is that what I'm hearing? Is that what's going on in my
head? The corn
head?
is as high as an elephant's eye. Yeah.
You're the one that got me on Schmigadoon. I mean,
Schmigadoon. It's cute. It's cute.
It's cute. Not laugh out loud funny necessarily, but it's cute.
I do have a couple questions to bring to the table.
Sure.
Actually, just kind of bouncing off of the corn thing, this works well because everyone's like, "Oh, the corn state. You're from Idaho, no?"
Yeah.
Or Ohio. Ohio, Idaho, Iowa. Same state to a lot of people.
Idaho potato, Idaho and Iowa potato, and just everyone just thinks Kansas corn. So really, they don't know that we're pork producers in corn. That's what we do. That's what Iowa does, or did. I don't know. I haven't lived there in like 10+ years.
That's what we're Iowa nice, But I saw this sort of would you rather, and it was would you rather just straight up move to Boise, Idaho right now, move to Idaho,
okay,
or you can only drink hot drinks for the rest of your life.
Hot or just like room temperature, like just hot. Not cold, hot. So like microwave,
like tea. You'd have to hot? If you wanted water, it'd have to be tea style.
See, it's interesting that you brought that up because like just today I was heating up some leftovers and there was a cold slaw in there, but I heated up the corn slaw and like the dressing separated from it and got watery and weird.
Hot lettuce, hot cabbage, you don't want that.
So just thinking about now just every beverage like a hot Pepsi, hot Dr. Pepper's a thing. So maybe I just drink Dr. Pepper. Maybe I just drink tea. Maybe I just always drink tea.
Hot Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pepper?
I believe it's at least a thing. Remember when we did Blast from the Past for the podcast and like he drank hot Dr. Pepper, that we looked into it, that's like was a thing in the 60s? Yeah, isn't that gross?
Vaguely.
Would you give it a try? You want to give it a try? We can give it a try on.
Well, now I'm just trying to think like what is the best soda that is good at like a room temperature? Maybe like a Sprite or something. That's
yeah. For some reason, I was gonna almost say a Coke, like a cola. For some reason, something thick like that. I'm like, I don't know. For some reason, like an orange or a grape, needs to be pretty cold because those are thick. Yeah, maybe a Sprite, ginger ale,
Squirt. I'm not going to say that word anymore, but
Any pop really, and I am a pop person because I am from Iowa. We're not soda people. We aren't Coke people. We're pop people.
We're a couple pop guys.
Although I will say, because enough of my friends say soda, Chris Reimer from the band included, I do slip and say soda sometimes now. But what are you gonna do?
I have I've done both. I do both.
I do both now. But what did you always say?
Pop.
Yeah, we grew up just saying pop.
And what totally blew my mind when we visited Chris's family in like the South Carolina was like, I'll take a cola, Sprite cola.
Oh, the Coke thing when you're close to Georgia and you just say Coke instead. That's a little wrong.
Coke is just pop.
They won the branding war, like how everyone says Kleenex instead of tissue.
Right.
I can't think of another brand. Can you?
No, there's another one that I should be thinking of.
I'm sure, like, just Johnson and Johnson, or is it a Johnson and Johnson product? Probably even it already is.
Yeah, you're right. It's just tissue. It's not Kleenex. Are you kidding me? Let's see. Did you see the Brendan Fraser?
I've seen a lot of Brendan Fraser. So which one?
Okay, well, so he's sort of trending lately for starting this sort of Zoom interview where he's like.
Yeah, I've seen that. Oh, the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, face deep in a Nintendo Switch.
I do have to say that we have been pro Brendan Fraser we've never been anti Brendan Fraser, but if you want some more content and you like movies, you should listen to Cult Classics Podcast. It's a movie podcast that Mark and myself do with my brother. And we have been spouting Brendan Fraser for so long that since the inception of the podcast, we recast Brendan Fraser into movies, at least in the beginning, and sometimes we still do. But pro Brendan Fraser.
George of the Jungle? That's a sexy Brendan Fraser.
Oh, if you want some good stuff, did you see the Leslie Mann, Brendan Fraser, George of the Jungle interview that's like now?
Wait, no.
Leslie Mann's on an interview where she's going on about how she was like in love with Brendan Fraser on the set of George of the Jungle.
He was hot as fuck.
Yeah, and they surprise him and they bring out Brendan Fraser, and Brendan Fraser gives her some flowers, and they talk about George of the Jungle. You're going to love it. Look it up. Leslie Mann, Brendan Fraser, George of the Jungle interview.
Well, Brendan Fraser now in like one of those sort of like loincloth George of the Jungle sort of bits.
Hey, I said we're a pro Brendan Fraser podcast here. We're a pro Brendan podcast, and we're not going to go there.
Body positive. Love it.
He hurt his back filming The Mummy. It's not his fault. Leave him alone.
Sure.
COVID was hard on everybody.
Anyway, I love that. That was a good look for like all the gamers out there. Brendan's doing it, so why can't we?
Brendan's doing great again, and I'm loving it. Yeah, check out that interview. I think you're going to love it. You got any other questions for me?
I do. This is something I thought about at work today. I kind of wanted to, like, if Chris and Joe were on, it kind of would have got a bigger, like, roundtable conversation. But what were some of your favorite childhood, like, board games?
Ooh.
So for instance,
yeah.
Hi-Ho Cherry-O, Hungry Hungry Hippo. And I won't spoil any more, but...
Don't Wake Daddy was like the number one, like 90s, like weird one that I can think of. Exactly, because it's like.
Wait, why do I know that so well?
Don't Wake Daddy. It had that theme song.
Yep. Hold on, I have to look that up.
It had a dad with a bed in the middle of the board, and you I don't exactly remember, but you just rolled a dice, and then you had to hit a button a certain amount of times, and then just eventually Dad would wake up. You remember that one?
Wow, I have a long list. Yeah, he rose out of bed like a zombie. Look at this guy.
Yeah, now you're remembering. That's what I'm talking about. And that's like a nostalgic one that I don't think's around.
Can you see that?
Like from our area? I can see it a bit. That's popping up. Nice.
Wow.
What do you got? Throw something at me.
I mean, Mousetrap.
A game I've never played, but I've constantly tried to set up the trap and set off. Never. Don't even know the rules. Don't know what the point of the game is. I assume it's to not set off the trap, right?
It's almost like a Rube Goldberg machine that
Yeah, 100% is. But like, what was the point? To or to not set it off? To be the first, or you don't want to get trapped? Because there was like a basket. I always remember for the commercial, like, oh, you trapped my player under the basket. So that seemed like it could be.
I think it's a quick thing. Like maybe like the mouse like can escape, but if you get it done quick enough, you're trapping the mouse.
We'll never know. No one's ever gonna actually play that through.
Let us know if someone knows out there. Please let us know the rules of Mousetrap.
I played Monopoly growing up with my siblings sometimes, but like we didn't. I can't exactly remember what we did, but we never played the rules 100% correctly. I can't remember if we like didn't purchase property.
You passed like go, or what did you do?
There was just like a whole aspect of the game that we were just like, we don't do this. We just like collect the money and whoever gets the most. But like, I think the way we were doing it made it 3 times longer than Monopoly already is, and like impossible for like a Monopoly to happen. So like
you were investing all over the place, taking loans. Just
we were from each other and just exchanging the money around. So like
Cameron was just the landlord of Boardwalk.
Yeah, essentially. So because of that, like our family didn't like Monopoly because we're like, there's no end to this game. Clue's big in my family. My family plays Clue from time to time. Cranium, any sort of like acted out fun sort of like many activity trivia game we get into. We do a lot of trivia.
Well, I will say like any game that kind of gets like a readaptation with like a Simpsons Clue or like
which is the version we
Disney
played,
Clue. Like, so any game that gets that is a huge staple for sure. Some ones I've written down here are Kerplunk. The ones where you kind of pull the sticks with the marbles.
You know what? And throw Jenga in there. And also a fun game. Jenga, just drunk Jenga. You got to just call it, but you only get to touch it once or twice.
Big on my dad's side of the family is Sorry. My sister would just kick my ass in Sorry. Like I almost don't want to play it with her anymore.
Is Sorry the one with the dice and the bubble, or is that Trouble?
That's Trouble.
Okay. So Sorry is just the one with the regular little pieces. I know.
It's a little mixed with Uno. Like eventually, like you'll pull up a sorry card, sorry, and that's how like you'd always say it.
Okay,
it's like you have to go back to his super passive aggressive. Sorry. Guess Who? That was fun.
It's a mystery. Oh, that game was a bunch of fun growing up. Yeah, I remember playing that a lot. Yeah, throw some more at me.
This is kind of more old, like even maybe 20 years before. I'm talking about Chutes and Ladders.
Yeah, just some like good old, just like slow board games like that. Like, let me talk about Trouble now. Actually, Trouble, like actually popping that little die in the middle. Anything that had like a fun die or a timer when I was a kid, money. Family games. My family is actually kind of big into board games when we get together for Jones gatherings. But
yeah, absolutely.
We'll do your kind of like Cards Against Humanity games. But a fun game was Loaded Question. I kind of forget it, but it essentially would be like, what's my favorite car or something, and then everyone would have to write the answer of what they think my answer would be. So then I would go around and I would pick the winner of like, oh, that's it. So multiple people could be right, but also
so it's almost like apples to apples in a sense.
Yeah, it essentially is, but also like it's kind of cheatery though, because like our family will also just reward the funny answer. So
sure.
Like it might not necessarily be true, but if you can get the biggest laugh in the room,
what is it? It's Quiplash.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a lot like that too. Essentially, it's Quiplash.
We should stream a Quiplash.
Ooh, that could be fun. The downside with any of that is everyone will realize how bad I am at spelling. I'm good at stringing words together, but thanks to technology, they tell me how they go right there.
If boobies is spelled with 2 U's, it's oh man, that's Cameron's answer.
I thought it was like a Mountain Dew. I thought it was a EW situation.
Crocodile Dentist. Do you remember playing that one? I mean, like Operation.
I remember the mouth thing more, or that might have been a putt thing. I might be confusing that with like a golf situation.
You had to like,
what was that?
Pluck out one tooth of this gator, crocodile, I guess. And then eventually it would like snap on you, and then you lose, I guess.
Yeah, that seems vague. Do you want to remember from like the kindergarten era around when I think we would have been playing that game? Like, remember the one where you had like a net and then you just put all those butterflies in the middle, and then it would just like boom.
Hold on. It was like an elephant.
Oh, was that it? It was, yeah, something like that. And then you just had to catch
butterflies were definitely part of it. Hold on.
Yeah, that sounds right. I remember that being a ton of fun when I was a kid. There were a lot of like when we were kind of growing up, like new were like these, like spinning mechanic, like grab these things that are moving kind of games.
Elefun.
Little blurred out more to the other direction.
Elefun.
Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, the nose. Now it's all coming back to me.
Something kind of similar that I also had was this frog game that you kind of like launch.
Yeah, where you try to get like the like spiders or the flies into it.
Yeah,
right?
Little butterflies.
Funny enough, I was just thinking of that, but I couldn't think of any of the animals involved, and because of that, I didn't know how to describe it. But
Shark Chase out at Shark Chase.
Shark Chase.
I don't know why I had a lot of these videos.
It was like a little
board games.
Moving shark, right?
Yep, around just pretty much a track, and then you had to like roll dice to like get your mouse to move or your fish to move, and like if the shark caught up, you're just the loser.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Sure.
What were some fun early computer games that you played that like some I mean maybe they were mainstream, maybe people don't know. Like for instance, I actually did play Doom a whole bunch on Windows 1997. I was probably 7 or 8 and it used to scare me, but I played it. Also, I don't know if anyone remembers the game
Chips.
Hover.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Oh,
Chips
Oh,
Challenge.
I'm about to get there. So Hover was like also Windows 1997. It was really pixelated, bad graphics, but it was like 3D going through mazes, capture the flag essentially. That's all it was. Versing a computer, red versus blue little hover cars, and you would just it was just capture the flag. But at the time, 1997 is like 3D graphics of whoa, we're going through like a realistic grass and tile and stuff. So it was crazy. It's pretty boring.
I didn't play
Never.
that. Like Math Blasters. Give me some fucking
Oh,
Math
Math
Blasters.
There's definitely some just school games. Number Munchers, little frog
Number
running
Munchers.
around.
I'd be munching
That's
numbers
classic.
all day.
I don't know. We never remember what this is called. We always call it like Snowball Battle or something. But I don't know if anyone else had this in schools. But
Nope.
you were like
Snowball
climbing.
Battle's like when I cried. Like someone
Yeah,
someone hit
that's
me in the face like a yarn ball,
yeah,
and
that's
I
a PE
like
game. But
I
do you remember the
swear.
do you remember the computer game where you're like skiing up a mountain and you're like catching like elves and stuff and like throwing snowballs and somehow math and measurements and scales are involved?
So I thought that was sort of Number Munchers, just like the snow edition, the mountain edition.
No, it was its own thing. We've looked it up before and it had its name, but we'll never remember. And we don't have we don't have the research team right here now.
What's the snow skiing game where like you don't want to get caught by the Yeti? There's like a abominable snowman that kind of gets you in the middle.
Oh, and you're just going like downhill computer game. You're just like dodging trees and stuff.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, it might just be called Ski Man or Ski Doo or Ski. It's something ski. Okay, but going back, Chips Challenge. Now there's a game. Also, just like an early like computer like PC game where it's just a puzzle game. You have to get like just different chips to open gates, and there's different floors and like ice that glides you around and stuff. Simple puzzle game, but we grew up as children playing that a lot together, so that's a meaning.
I don't know who made that. Was that like that couldn't have been like a Nintendo or something like, but whoever was the like, producer of that
Atari.
game needs to make that again, and they will make buku bucks.
We've looked it up. I think you can just find it and download it online. I mean, with all the other random stuff we downloaded, it might have gotten
But
viruses.
imagine kind of like a Portal-esque Chips Challenge.
Yeah, because you kind of did actually every once in a while jump a little
Where
bit.
instead of just like a bird eye view, like you're kind of seeing it
3D.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. So you want an update? I could see that, or just give me more Portal actually, because I do miss that. Ooh, that we saw those previews or at least teasers that Skate will eventually come out with a new game. I mean, they didn't. It was pretty much them being like, eventually, but still.
What's crazy is they spent like so much money on this like marketing ad. Just be like, we don't know when, but it's coming.
5 to 10 years from now.
Yeah, they said like 2025, and I think they're still shaking they're. What am I trying to say? Shaking our chain?
Oh, I don't know. Or dick. It seems like you're trying to say
trying to
dick
shake
somehow.
my dick right now.
They're shaking their dicks at us. I mean, how many have come out? There's 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this would be the 4th one. What have you been playing recently? Anything new?
I'll be honest, not much new. I need to catch up on a lot of stuff. Like,
I've been doing a lot of home improvement stuff. So I was playing some Duty today, and I said I text you. There's been a bunch of updates from like the last week, and now there's like the new pre-order for the new game.
Oh yeah,
and
I didn't really
so,
get what that meant.
The menus,
so you updated the game and you got like.
You know how the menu split into like now there's like whatever the new game's gonna be,
Sure.
then Warfare, then our thing, then the old game, Modern War. Like now I have like 4 split screens now of different games that are gonna be available.
So it's different than even Warzone or multiplayer or campaign. It's
new game coming, new one on the way.
I wonder what that's gonna be.
It's something with a V, Valdis. I don't know. It looked like a period one maybe,
Okay.
which could be interesting.
It's not zombies, is it?
No, it looks like it's the whole new just active. I forget if we're on Activision or Treyarch, but I think we're just on to the next one. If anyone knows out there, let us know, because I mean, we're a bit of a gamer nerds, but not that
Is the chat saying anything? Do they know? Does the chat know?
We got no one in the chat right now.
That's
Chat is
depressing.
empty.
Okay.
That is sad. You got any other questions for me?
So again, this is kind of catered to more of a bigger podcast, but let's go around the horn and talk your top 3 favorite fast food items from any restaurant. So I'll give you like Big Mac is one. And so once you take that, I can't take it. So I'll let you go first.
So
but
just items not like value.
No,
it has to be just.
It can
one
be from
item.
any fast food restaurant, but you can just pick that, and then that's off the table. Top
McDonald's cheeseburger, just those single ones, man. I can eat so many of those, and it's perfect. It's not too much meat like the McDouble. I can just like 3 to 4 bites.
You could house those.
Those are gone. Yeah.
How many of those do you think you could eat? Like if you're hungry and you're like willing to like do like a weird challenge, like how many do you think put down? How many of those could you put down?
7. I was gonna say 10, but I don't know. 10's like that's a lot. I mean, they're still sizable sandwiches.
There's more bread than meat almost. No.
That's gonna be the problem. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. And I mean, I'm not a hot dog eating competition person. I can't just house that much stuff. 10
isn't like a crazy answer. I don't think.
I was gonna say 10 initially, right? 10 maybe. I went to 7 because I'm a realist.
All right, so let's see.
That's not true.
Little single cheeseburgers off the board. Not sure I was going to go there. I'm going to take a big hitter off the board. Crunchwrap Supreme.
Okay, we're not just doing McDonald's, right?
No.
Okay, I will
fast food.
That was mostly what I've been ordering.
You took a pick.
That 2 cheeseburger meal. That 2 cheeseburger meal from McDonald's. I order that so much, and then because then you can still like dollar menu just everything else you need.
Sure.
It's perfect. Okay.
Crunchwrap Supreme off the board now. I just took Crunchwrap Supreme. It's pretty tried and true.
That's pretty good. The Gordita Crunch, honestly, those are like pretty equivalent. No, I'm just bouncing off your answer there. That's like those two for me are pretty equal. So I don't know. Actually, I am gonna just say that's my actually answer. I would say that Gordita Crunch Wrap. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Same family. Living
so
Moss.
I am gonna take a spicy chicken sandwich off the board, but from which restaurant?
From where?
That's a good question.
I'll tell you what. Not Burger King. I've had some bad ones too. There, I'm taking Popeyes. All of them.
A Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich.
Ooh, you can't go wrong there. Yeah, that's a great answer.
I think it's just on par with the Chick-fil-A spicy.
I'm trying to think. Oh my God, can I do something not a chain? It has to be fast food chain. Okay, never mind.
You have to be able to drive through. I mean, whatever that means to you.
It's just because we have like a single shop out here in the burbs. It's like a local thing, but like it's gonna just be another.
You can't just take Luke's. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
no. Oh God, but that's Luke's is something that we used to live by a place called Luke's that was like a block away from us, and if we ordered delivery, it would get to the house in 5 minutes, and we would order like 3 to 4 times a day. We wouldn't coordinate. We would all just order separately, and they would laugh.
It wasn't the fact that it was just like a football field away from us. It was the fact that Cameron ordered Luke's, got it delivered. I'm like, sounds kind of good. I'm going to do that too. And then Chris just got home from work, saw me eating Luke's, and like, probably going to get some.
Gonna get some Luke's.
And then like, Jesus Christ, guys.
What are my go-to fast foods? Like, honestly,
you have one pick left.
We haven't said Wendy's yet, but a bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's is pretty solid.
That not a bad pick.
That might be my fill-out answer. Bacon cheese from Wendy's.
Junior bacon cheese or like a full bacon cheese?
Yeah, just the junior because I mean, just value. I can get a million of those.
You can just house like 3 of those.
Yeah, that's what I'm about. Although honestly, I have been. Just ordering. I mean, there are already too many calories in portion for that. So like, I have just been getting value meals, and at the end of them, I'm like, if I eat all the fries, I'm pretty full actually. So
right. They made a meal.
Yeah.
I don't have to order just like a meal and like 10 other fucking things, right?
And I'll shoot you straight. I order a lot of whatever your Texas is, and that pretty much means we put jalapenos and maybe barbecue sauce on the burger. So I get a lot of Texas burgers, Texas mix somethings, Texas Whoppers. I don't know. They usually have bacon, jalapeno, and barbecue.
I'm gonna try to get through this story quick, but there's nothing funnier than the time that we're in a car getting sort of DD'd home, as you could say, and they're stopping by the Burger King, and one of our passengers was like, I want the rodeo burger, and everyone kind of snickered like.
This was new. We'd never heard of it before.
And the driver, the DD, was like, "No, that's just not a thing." And like we all just bursted laughing because it was a thing, and just it was never going to get across to this person that like it was a thing.
She refused to order it because it sounded too ridiculous.
I want the rodeo burger.
Especially when she was like, "What's on the rodeo burger?" And he listed a ridiculous amount of things. She's like, "That's not a thing. They wouldn't put that many things on a burger."
Oh, that was so funny. Oh my God.
But honestly, we grew up with the Hardys, and it was pretty revolutionary when they came out with the thick burger. And we kind of just grew up like just getting stoned in high school and just ordering thick burgers. So I might have to put that on there somewhere on my list.
Those little spicy chickens with like a Sprite.
Dude, I lived off that. Also Dairy Queen. If you have a Dairy Queen, they have a sneaky good, just like
toast?
Regular fast food menu. They have
buttered
toast.
bread.
They have 50-cent toast that's delicious.
At the time, it was 27 cents per piece of toast.
It's honestly worth it. Check out your Dairy Queen if you have one near you. They have pretty good food. Sonic. We didn't mention Sonic, but they have some pretty dope stuff.
I have my last pick. I'm gonna go some sort of butter burger from Culver's. Whatever.
Culver's or Sonic are a good call for us. I mean, we aren't In and Out really people. There's a Checkers near me, but I haven't really.
We're more Culver's than like your Whataburger or like In and Out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're Midwesterners, so we have those weird chains.
But before we get off that, I still can hear like just the sigh when we're like, we'll take 50 pieces of toast.
Cool. Okay. Oh, great. We
do have one. Yeah, we have one toaster, so that's 4.
This is gonna take us like an hour to get done. Great.
Just go ahead and sit in that parking spot over there.
Oh, dude, I was not a good server, restaurant worker. Whenever people would come in near closing, when I was done with what I was doing and people came in, I made it clear that they were inconveniencing me. What can I get for you? That was pretty much my response to anyone that walked in the door after like the lunch rush when I worked at Potbelly. Anytime you came into the bakery,
my boss hates this, but we'll sometimes put Oasis's closing time on after like even like 15 minutes after closing if someone's kind of camping out a little bit and like they're just sitting there drinking.
I did that all the time when I was a manager. You have to, because people don't get the fucking you gotta get out.
The thing is, if it's just like a group of white people, they'll stand right up. Oh shit.
Do you want to know what the secret is that I found out? Mopping aggressively next to them so there's a little bit of splash. That's the key. I mean, it's foot splash, but still like one good slop near their table that it like spreads out and they're like, gross.
Someone who had the New York strip with a side of foot splash.
By that point, they're just sipping drinks and like talking and killing time. Those are those people. That's when you splash them with a mop.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Works like a charm. It really does. Because you know what they always ask then? Oh, are you closing? And then you always say, oh, yeah, we actually are.
That's almost as bad as like the people calling in and someone picks up the phone on the other end and they're like, oh, are you guys open? No, I'm just here on my fucking day off.
No.
Answering the phone to tell you we're closed.
I worked at a place that the policy was if the phone was ringing, you had to pick it up because we were taking like custom like things. You had to like if the phone was ringing, you had to answer it. So there were times where I was like, I got to scurry. I can hear it. I got to lock the door. I got to get out of here.
Right. That's funny.
Oh no, I wasn't a good manager. I was a great manager.
Right. Absolutely, you were.
I got a couple TikTok, not so much facts, but they're just more TikTok observations I've made.
If it comes from TikTok, it is a fact, as we've discussed.
That's true. Number one, this is literally just encounters. I've been seeing a bunch of people just interacting with dolphins on TikTok. And I'm not talking like, oh, we went to one of those resorts where you swim with dolphins. I'm talking people like on a pier and all of a sudden there's a dolphin there. I saw one person, there was a dolphin just like in a marina and there was like a ball there and it kept bouncing it up against a wall. And then she started playing catch with a dolphin for like 5 minutes. That was one. I saw one where, again, there was just like these dolphins going around a dock and there was a golden retriever and the dolphins were just swimming by with its eye, like trying to stare at the golden retriever while the dog was like just checking it out. A bunch of people just hanging out with dolphins. This one chick just going out to the shore and be like, oh, look, is that a shark? And then all of a sudden a dolphin just zooms up to her and is like, let's hang out. I get the dolphins are aggressive, that they terrify sharks, that they rape, and they're just bad also. But they seem so
We've
fun.
seen that video of like that seal like dragging that chick into the water, right? She get infected and maybe died.
Yeah. Seals are dangerous too. Oh, that one, did you see that seal putting its like face on, like a wild seal climbing on someone's boat and just putting its head on their shoulder?
What are you doing in that situation? Like, so it's friendly. It's like,
what that person did, not moving. That person just froze because like that was. I mean, this is after the aftermath of the one. We know that their mouths are dangerous.
So I mean, it's sitting right here, right? Mm-hmm. Any second it could.
Do you touch it? Do you try?
Well, no. Any second it could just go like. Are you trying to give one good like get out of here and like just like.
No, because that's when it just
So you're trying to
me.
caress this thing, aren't you?
No, I'm just not moving. If it falls asleep, I'll try to
it's not
like a giant sneak
it's not
away.
a bumblebee. It's not a wasp. It's just gonna, if it wants to bite you, it's gonna bite you.
Yeah, but I'm hoping if I'm just warm and still, it's fine with me. Or maybe it's like a dinosaur and it won't notice if I don't move, kind of vibe.
Jeff Goldblum in the fucking
Is there
toilet.
any basis of truth in that, or was that just a Steven Spielberg universal fun fact to make it a better
I hope it's just a fun fact, because like,
that can't. Why would that be? I mean, dinosaurs are just birds. Do birds not see me if I don't move? Is that what I'm led to believe, or have they evolved past this?
I remember like on like road trips, or a road trip, let's say I took like as a young kid, there'd be like like a cup of juice or something, open cup of juice, open cup of water. You'd kind of.
Oh, do the oh yeah, everyone goes around from 90.
And who's ever like the passenger back there, you'd be like, hey, look,
there's a dinosaur going by. Everyone did that.
I mean, that's.
I still do that sometimes. Hey, I'm like, hey, look, there's a dinosaur.
Hey, look.
Yeah, of course we do.
That's so good. Oh man.
So I mean, I guess I just want to have a natural dolphin encounter. Is why I bring this up. I don't want to go to where dolphins are trapped and then I swim with them. I want to be swimming and then dolphins decide not to beat me to death with their noses and.
Yeah, I mean, if it's up to them, I think they're friendly. But if it's up to us, and I'm just in Cabo for the weekend with my boys, and like we're riding dolphins, but that thing's gonna bite me in the neck.
They also kill for fun, though. I mean, what's stopping them from killing me?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You have a beach ball.
Yeah, I guess if I just want to play. Do you remember this? I can't remember if it was the first or second house, but I think we watched this together. It was like a Discovery documentary where they were trying to talk to dolphins, and they were like swimming with them and studying them and trying to record their noises and playing back to them. Do you remember that at all? But they didn't. They got nowhere other than creating dolphin names for themselves that dolphins recognized that when they made that stupid like. Like, oh,
no, I don't remember that. I remember for some reason I remember like a whale thing where we like tried to reach out to whales.
Maybe it was one and the same. Maybe we were just trying to reach out to animals in this documentary. I hope we continue that. I hope we get there. I mean, there's that famous thing about that scientist that lived with a dolphin for like a few months or something and like jerked it off a bunch.
They like that, I think. The dolphins.
Well, I think most things do.
Sure. Yeah. Fair enough.
This is interesting. So one, there's just exciting things on the future. There's a lot of these free roaming worlds. Like I forget what the one that's coming out. Essentially, the game Ready Player One. There's a few virtual worlds being created currently that are going to be launching soon. There's one coming from Facebook. It seems like is pouring all of his tech like shit now into creating the next like virtual reality, so that everyone's going to spend their time in there. He wants to be that next Ready Player One. But there's a new thing coming out called Illuvium. It's a blockchain that is going to be okay. So it's essentially it's like a very high def real world like Rome, but it's also like a Pokemon game where there's going to be monsters that when you capture them, they're NFTs that you can actually sell for money. So it's going to be a game where everything about it is like you can like essentially. It's going to be all ad wall where you can like buy your character, like buy add-ons. Like if you capture like these creatures, you can sell them for actual money kind of vibe.
So it's like Sims meets Ready Player One meets Pokemon Go meets. That's fucking dope, actually. That's awesome.
It's getting into the first one of those kind of words, but it's also integrating like real world money aspects into it, which is kind of interesting. It's called Illuvium. Looks interesting. The graphics look kind of cool. So it's essentially a very high def Pokemon Go.
That's
or Pokemon
actually
Snap kind of thing.
I mean, with real money like involved. I mean, I guess you can like mobile games. You can just buy your gems for 500 gems for $5
True,
or whatever.
But now instead you can make captures in the game, and then someone likes your monster, you can sell it to him as an NFT.
That's fucking wild. I have not heard of that. That's awesome.
Yeah, look into that. So that's interesting.
Illuvium?
But I am excited. Illuvium, Illuvium, I believe.
Great name.
Yeah, it is a very good name. So granted, like we should be trying to restore the Earth, and things are not good. But I am excited about this virtual reality stuff, and maybe just trying to disappear. And I mean, I'm a person that I like a good movie, I like a good book, I like disappearing into a good story. So if I can integrate myself into one, That sounds great. That sounds cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Oculus.
The problem is,
like, I know that there's like now. I remember seeing Oculus like 5 years ago, and like that was like holy shit. Like you put this on and you're riding a roller coaster. Like now, just a lot of people just have that in their house, right? I mean that's sort of like the PS5. Like everybody just.
The amount of times I've almost popped on some sort of VR and just haven't done it. I should just do it. It seems like the coolest.
But the amount of videos that you see of like
me breaking my TV.
Well, yeah, your TV, or you're like punching your sister. Just like,
boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you gotta have a VR room. You gotta have a padded room. That's all. Everyone should have a padded room.
Right. Exactly.
The last thing I have here is, have you heard that this is just scientifically true? Nobody knows how eels reproduce. We've never known. Scientists have been trying to study this for as long.
Is this the pigeon theory? I've never seen a baby pigeon.
Also, did you know there's no difference in saltwater and freshwater kind of eels? So, eels start off in freshwater, they go into the ocean, and they go to the Bermuda Triangle. They don't have sexual organs. No one has ever seen them mate. No one knows how they reproduce, but all of a sudden, little baby versions of them come back from the Bermuda Triangle, go back into freshwater. Any kind of eel that you see that is different, it's all the same kind of eel.
Eels are definitely from the Bermuda Triangle. They just have to be. They're not of this world.
Nobody knows how they reproduce. No one has ever known. Scientists have been trying to study this for as long as we've known there are eels. People thought they just came out of the mud back in the day. They just didn't know. Anytime they see a different kind of small eel, they thought they were different breeds. All the same eel. It's just they don't know. They've never seen the process.
Maybe we ask MGMT. Maybe they know something about the electric feel, if you will.
Do they know? They could know. That's a good theory, Mark. I like that. How can't we just like strap a camera to one or something? How have we
let's
never
track
just,
one? What are we doing here? Yeah.
It blows my mind that we can't. How have we lost track of? They're slippery like an eel. I mean, I guess it's hard to maybe.
What kind of you can't just strap a GoPro to an eel. I mean, look at this. Like an eel just.
Yeah, you're gonna have to clip it on. You're gonna have to pierce it, unfortunately. But I think we should figure out where eels come from. Or are they just aliens going through some sort of portal and reporting on us?
If this is going to be the start of the eel campaign, let's just announce that now. Like, this is the episode where we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Highwire would like to get to the bottom of eels. So if anyone knows out there, or if anyone would like to know and would like to join our fight, we're gonna have our own stupid flat Earth thing where we're looking for eels.
We're looking.
We're trying to watch eel fucking.
Can we come up with some sort of like slogan, just like feel the eel or feel the real? Eel the real?
Watching eels. We're Wef watching eels fuck.
I'm Wef as fuck right now.
And we can get like a cool like W symbol or something, or like, yeah, we'll think of something. You might need multiple people to get the E and the F in there. Is that an E? That kind of works.
I mean, I don't know what sign you're doing there. Careful.
It was just one letter at a time. So, so that's exciting. Highwire is going to stop this music nonsense and start looking for how eels reproduce.
Marine biology, man. Fascinating stuff.
Fascinating stuff. That's all I had on the docket. Do you have anything else today?
That's all I have, too. We do have a show coming up this Sunday, August 22nd.
That is true. Some tickets are still available. There are mask guidelines. Mask is required, as well as your vaccination card or proof of positive COVID or negative COVID test, rather. Sorry. Negative is good in this case.
Correct.
Positive is negative. Negative is positive.
Are we going to be wearing masks forever? Or what's happening here? We're going back. We're going backwards here.
Yeah, I don't know. Worst case scenario, I don't leave the house, and that's like also kind of best case scenario for me. So whatever.
Wear a mask, get your vaccines, people, and
everyone be safe out there.
Yeah, be safe.
Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully, if you're locally in the Chicago area, we will see you this Sunday at Sub T Basement.
Wef.
Until then, watch out for them eels, everybody.
We'll
check you next time.
Bye.